From haunted worlds to nightmares beyond the stars, these are the 11 scariest horror games of 2026 and 2027, where every scream, every shadow, and every choice could be your last. Enter Clive Barker's Hellraiser, Revival, the returning horror icon in video game form, brought to life by Saber Interactive and Boss Team Games. This single-player, first-person survival horror action title plunges you into the twisted mythos of one of the most notorious horror franchises ever. You're Aiden, whose girlfriend Sunny is dragged into the hellish depths after opening the infamous puzzle box known as the Genesis configuration. Your mission: enter the labyrinth. Confront Pinhead, voiced by Doug Bradley, returning. Battle cultists, monstrous Cenobites, and rescue what's left of sanity. Visuals promise stark contrast. Medical facilities and neon-lit nightclubs dripping with darkness. Twisting corridors and grotesque imagery that echo Barker's trademark style. Expect plenty of gore, body horror, and unsettling moments of dread. There's also a supernatural twist. The Genesis configuration isn't just a mystery, it's a power. Use it to manipulate the world, unlock hellish abilities, and survive the bargain you never asked for. Hellraiser Revival is in development for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC, but as yet there is no confirmed release date. If you crave nightmares, cults, puzzle box mysteries, and a horror experience that doesn't pull any punches, Hellraiser Revival is shaping up to be one of the most terrifying games you'll be dying to survive. Enter the void of deep space with Directive 8020, the next chapter in Supermassive Games' acclaimed The Dark Pictures anthology. Set aboard the spaceship Cassiopeia, humanity's first interstellar colonization vessel, the story follows a small crew sent to establish a new world, until something goes horribly wrong. When a distress signal echoes through the ship, paranoia spreads. Systems fail, hallucinations blur reality, and something not human is hunting them from the shadows. Directive 8020 brings the anthology's signature cinematic horror into full sci-fi territory, blending claustrophobic atmosphere, branching narrative choices, and photorealistic performances powered by Unreal Engine 5. Every decision matters. Who you trust, who you save, and how you confront the unexplainable could mean life or death for the crew. The game is confirmed for release in 2026, launching on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. With support for both solo and online co-op play, just like previous entries in the series. If you're drawn to psychological tension, cosmic dread, and survival in the dark vacuum of space, Directive 8020 may be the most chilling sci-fi horror experience of 2026. Step into the shadows of Haddonfield with Halloween the Game, developed by Ilphonic in partnership with Gun Interactive, a fresh take on the classic slasher horror. It's 1978 on Halloween night. You can choose to play as Michael Myers, the relentless boogeyman stalking the unsuspecting town, or as one of the residents trying to survive and call for help. This isn't just a chase game. It's asymmetrical stealth horror. Civilians must hide, warn others, or fight back. Myers wields Shape Jump, a supernatural ability to teleport between shadows and close the distance faster than expected. The game features both single-player and multiplayer modes, with authentic locations, tense stealth mechanics, and faithful nods to John Carpenter's film, from ambiance, lighting, music, to art direction. Halloween launches on September 8th, 2026 for PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. If you're drawn to cat and mouse horror, darkness you can't escape, and fear that hides in plain sight, Halloween. The game is shaping up to be one of the most chilling horrors awaiting you in 2026. Enter Horror Tales Eats the World, a chilling found-footage horror experience from Fatih Atakan Productions, published by Tall Grass Tapes Interactive. In this body cam-style horror game, you move silently through dark, desolate environments. Hidden cassette tapes scattered across the map unveil terrifying paranormal stories across multiple locations, each tape dragging you deeper into nightmare. The twist: your microphone becomes part of the terror. Go over a certain noise threshold and you may die instantly. Stay silent, stay alive. Settings range from a haunted forest to infinite space to ancient pyramids and forgotten temples. With photorealistic visuals, you'll traverse environments where every shadow, every sound, every tape matters. The game is heading to Steam Early Access, but there's currently no confirmed full release date. If you love immersive horror, found footage style thrill, and games that punish sound itself, Horror Tales Eats the World might be one of the most unnerving scares awaiting you in 2026 and beyond. Enter Ill, the long-awaited body horror first-person shooter from Team Clout, published by Horror Story Games, and one of the most disturbing projects ever built in Unreal Engine 5. Set in a decaying rural town consumed by a grotesque infection, Ill throws you into a world where flesh, bone, and metal merge in unnatural ways. You play as a man trapped in the midst of a terrifying outbreak, where every corridor pulses, every creature mutates, and every bullet feels like a desperate prayer. Ill is all about physical horror. Enemies don't just die. They deform, tear, and evolve in real time. The developers are focusing heavily on dynamic dismemberment, realistic gore physics, and unpredictable enemy transformations that push the boundaries of what horror gameplay can look like. The atmosphere is pure dread. Flickering lights, tight hallways, and a soundtrack that makes your skin crawl. Every shot, every scream, and every heartbeat adds to the suffocating sense of hopelessness. Ill is currently in active development for PC and next-gen consoles, with a planned release window in 2026. If you crave visceral horror, cinematic realism, and the kind of nightmare you can't look away from, Ill might be one of the most terrifying and technically ambitious horror games of 2026. OD Knock, a new psychological horror from Kojima Productions and the mind of Hideo Kojima. This isn't just another scary game. It's an experiment in fear. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, OD Knock pushes realism to the edge, blurring the line between film and reality. Every detail looks disturbingly real. Every sound feels alive. The story? Still a mystery. But Kojima says it explores one thing: the fear of the unknown. And if you've played Death Stranding, you know. He never does anything simple. The cast includes Sophia Lillis, Hunter Schafer, and Udo Kier, brought to life with insane motion capture. It feels like a movie, but you're the one inside the nightmare. Expect surreal visuals, unpredictable twists, and that unique Kojima touch, where nothing is what it seems. OD Knock arrives in late 2026, and it's already one of the most anticipated horror games of the decade. Are you ready to knock back? Project Spectrum, a mysterious and deeply psychological horror game from Everend Studios, built entirely in Unreal Engine 5. This isn't your typical haunted house experience. Project Spectrum takes players through a surreal descent into fractured human consciousness, where colors, sound, and light become instruments of fear. You play as a test subject, trapped inside an experimental simulation designed to study emotion and trauma. But something inside the program begins to twist, turning therapy into torment. Every color represents an emotion, and as they shift, so does the world around you. Blue brings calm, red brings violence. And when the spectrum starts to break, so does your sanity. Expect ultra-realistic lighting, seamless transitions between realities, and an atmosphere that constantly questions what's real and what's not. According to Everend Studios, the game features no traditional UI, forcing you to rely on your senses and instinct alone. You'll read the environment, feel the rhythm of light, and sense danger through distortion. Project Spectrum is planned for release in mid-2027 on PC and next-gen consoles. If you crave cerebral horror, one that blends science, art, and madness, Project Spectrum might redefine what it means to see fear itself. From indie developer NoClip Studio comes Reanimal, a brutal psychological horror game that blurs the line between human and beast and questions what it means to be alive. Set in a decaying biotech facility, you wake up as a failed experiment, part human, part something else. The place is abandoned, but not empty. The walls echo with screams, metal claws drag across the floor, and your own body starts changing. Reanimal mixes survival horror with disturbing body transformation mechanics. You'll scavenge through blood-soaked labs, craft makeshift tools, and fight to maintain your humanity as your instincts turn against you. Every mutation grants new abilities, but the more power you gain, the less of you remains. It's a choice between survival and identity. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game showcases photorealistic detail, dynamic lighting, and grotesquely organic creature designs inspired by The Thing and Resident Evil. Reanimal is expected to launch in early 2027 for PC and next-gen consoles. If you love games that combine gore, tension, and existential horror, Reanimal might be one of the most disturbing experiences of the next generation. From Capcom comes Resident Evil Requiem, the next evolution of survival horror and the most ambitious entry in the series yet. Set several years after the events of Resident Evil Village, Requiem follows Claire Redfield and Jake Muller as they uncover a new bioterror crisis in the ruins of Eastern Europe, a region now overrun by strange, self-replicating bioconstructs born from the remnants of the mold. Built entirely in RE Engine and enhanced for next-gen systems, Requiem delivers near photorealistic visuals, dynamic weather, and fully explorable open hub environments, merging the tension of the old games with the scale of the new. The gameplay emphasizes resource survival, stealth, and psychological horror, with enemies that adapt to your tactics and environments that change as the infection spreads. Capcom has confirmed single-player campaign and co-op exploration modes, alongside a new system that links your moral decisions to how the virus mutations occur around you. Resident Evil Requiem is slated for release in late 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. If you thought the nightmare was over, Requiem reminds you, in the world of Resident Evil, the dead never rest. From new studio Vert Paint Studios comes Ritual Tides, a Lovecraftian folk horror experience set on a haunted British island, where myth and madness collide. You begin washed ashore with memories fragmented, stranded in a place where cults whisper in the wind and ancient rituals hide just beneath the surface. Ritual Tides emphasizes slower, psychological dread over jump scares. You'll explore cryptic environments, collect scattered clues, and piece together what terrible forces lurk in the darkness. The island's secrets are tied to occult and obsessive ritualistic motifs. Blood, symbols, and incantations will guide your descent into horror. Vert Paint has confirmed that Ritual Tides will launch first on PC in fall 2025, with consoles to follow. If you're drawn to suppressed terrors, slow-burning dread, and horror that creeps rather than shouts, Ritual Tides may be one of the most unsettling experiences you'll play in 2025 and beyond. From Obsidian Vale Interactive comes the Twilight Project, a haunting psychological horror game that explores the thin boundary between dreams, memory, and death. Set in a remote medical facility known as the Lucent Institute, you awaken after a failed experimental treatment for insomnia. The therapy was meant to cure sleeplessness, but instead, it opened a door between consciousness and something far darker. Now, trapped in a world where night never ends, you must navigate flickering corridors, shifting memories, and entities born from human regret. The deeper you go, the less you'll trust your own senses or your past. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the Twilight Project features next-gen lighting, photorealistic shadows, and a unique lucid state mechanic, where dreams alter reality in real time. No two playthroughs are exactly the same. Expect an atmospheric soundscape, immersive environmental storytelling, and puzzles that test both perception and sanity. The Twilight Project is set to release in late 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. If you crave a slow, cerebral horror experience that lingers long after the screen fades to black, the Twilight Project might be the one that keeps you awake at night. The nightmare doesn't end here. These were the 11 scariest horror games of 2026 and 2027. Which one will haunt your dreams? Subscribe for more and step deeper into the darkness.